Kasabay po ng himig ng musikang inyong napapakinggan, kami po ay buong galang na nagpapaalam. Naway nabigyan namin kayo ng kaaliwan. Hanggang sa muli, inyo pong subaybayan ang mga paborito ninyong musika na tinugtog sa pamamagitan ng isang gitara. Dito lamang sa Radyo Agila.
Decades of excellence in broadcast communication. EBC, Eagle Broadcasting Corporation. Ito ang Radyo Agila. DCEC 1062 sa Mega Manila, WIN 1080 sa Northern Luzon, DCEL 1260 sa Southern Taga, DYFX 1305 sa Visayas, at DXED 1224 sa Southern Mindanao. Ito ang Radyo Agila. Mabilis, malakas, pumapagaspas.
Ang oras na ito ay hatid sa inyo ng Cable Link, your link to a world-class entertainment.
Hindi na kailangan magpunta sa gym o gumamit ng special equipment para sa isang aerobic workout. With little foresight, activities you take for granted can become part of your fitness routine. 1. Mag-brisk walking. At sa halip na gumamit ng elevator, gamitin ang hagdan. Ikalawa, make housework a workout. Isa pa, play with your kids. Don't just watch them play, join them. Remember, getting in shape doesn't need to be expensive. A health reminder from Radyo Agila. Mga bagong kaalaman sa siyensya at teknolohiya. Alamin sa programang Pinoy Scientist. Tuwing linggo, alas 5 ng hapon hanggang alas 6 ng gabi. Pinoy Scientist. KBP Best Science and Technology Radio Program. Pinoy Scientist. Dito sa Radyo Agila.
Pakinig ng Radyo Agila, ko po ang inyong Pinoy Scientist, your friendly neighborhood Pinoy Scientist, Dr. Custer.
Yes, and ako naman yung arch nemesis ng friendly neighborhood na si Dr. Octa. Joke lang. So ako si Dr. Guido David, guesting for this episode ngayong February 26, 5:04 p.m. Happy Sunday.
Yes, and hinihintay natin si Dr. JD. Dr. JD ata ay nasa pumapasok na sa ating Google Meet. Naghihintay na lang na makapasok. So bago yan, Dr. Guido, ano bang mga latest sa ating mga ginagawa ngayon?
Well, ang uso ngayon as mentioned before, syempre nabanggit na rin na sexiest job of the 21st century is a data scientist. And si Dr. Custer is also engaging now in AI.
Yes, finally. And Dr. Guido, it's nakakatakot tong pumasok pag hindi ka pa nasa field. But once na-try mo na siya at nakapag-run ka na ng mga tinatawag nilang codes, somehow,
okay naman. Yeah.
Hindi naman pala siya ganun kahirap.
Hindi naman ganun kahirap.
Mm-mm.
As with anything, experience lang and familiarity, getting yourself familiar with the subject, and gaining more knowledge, practice, ganon. That's the key. In fact, ito babasahin ko isang quote from Vladimir Putin. Sabi niya, Eh, no, I mean, say what you want about Vladimir Putin, but he's an intelligent person, whether you like him or not. Ang quote niya is, artificial intelligence is the future, not only for Russian, but for
Mhm.
all of humankind. It comes with colossal opportunities, but also threats that are difficult to predict. Whoever becomes the leader in the sphere will become the ruler of the world. And when I was Dr. Custer, when I was tracking yung Google Trends for artificial intelligence, guess which country is the leading sa um, you know, for searches related to artificial intelligence?
Philippines?
Ay, hindi naman.
Hindi naman. China,
The-
China,
China
Russia.
is China is the number one.
Okay.
And I don't know if that should be surprising or not. But they are definitely investing in artificial intelligence. And I was surprised na Philippines is actually in the top 15 sa artificial intelligence
Let
searches.
me guess, Dr. Guido, kung bakit.
Bakit? Dahil kay Dr. Custer.
Dahil kay ChatGPT, and ito nga sinasabi, there's a quote from Alan Turing, a computer would deserve to be called intelligent if it could deceive a human into believing that it was human. And that's exactly what's happening now. Actually, nakabukas ang aking ChatGPT lagi kasi I'm studying, and I use ChatGPT
As
as a
reference
tool,
for
not as a tool to help me think. Actually,
okay.
ayaw ko siyang gawing reference kasi parang nakukulangan ako sa sagot.
Right.
But
Not as a reference, pero parang as a starting framework for yung how you formulate your thoughts siguro. I would imagine
mm,
that's how I would use. I haven't started using it, pero you might be right kasi the spike in AI in the Philippines occurred only within the past several months. So I think baka I didn't think of that answer. Nagbigay kasi ako ng lecture last week sa National Defense College. And so just also to mention, I gave a lecture there. I was invited by a professor, and batiin ko na rin siya. But anyway, so after me, na-invite niya si Professor Caloy Arcilia sa National Defense College na yun. So, um, yun nga, I mean, it's as you mentioned, Doc Coster, ChatGPT is it's somehow revolutionizing the way we think about things. Syempre, ayoko naman na yung mga students maging dependent sila sa ChatGPT. Kasi students are bright, but sometimes they approach things not from a mature way. Yung mga students kasi minsan gusto ng shortcut because when you're a student, yung time management mo is that gusto mong i-maximize yung enjoyment time and not i-maximize yung study time or time for learning.
mhm.
Maybe si Dr. Custer is different because when you are a student, you are very productive.
I did a lot of extracurricular activities kasi alam mo, Dr. Guido, studying in the classroom for me, that's only like 10% of what we learn from school.
Yes.
What we learn, 90% of the things that we learn it from outside of school, outside of the classroom, yung ating interaction with other students, networking, at the same time, yung mga extracurricular activities. And by the way, nag-message si Dr. JD, and she's trying to get in. So mag-request na lang po na papasukin si Dr. JD sa ating discussion. I think medyo nagkakaproblema ata sa kanyang technicals. And in any case, as a teacher, well, I also taught before, and nakikita ko in ChatGPT, kung gagamitin ng estudyante, it becomes generic.
Yes.
Malalaman mo yung thought patterns na hindi galing sa estudyante.
Yeah. It's it's actually too it's too formal, very very structured siya. And minsan hindi or madalas hindi ganyan mag-isip yung estudyante. And that's why I'm not surprised there was already a case sa UP na isang professor na figure out niya na yung sinubmit ng estudyante ay galing sa ChatGPT. So it's
I doubt, Dr. Gid, mahirap kasi every time you ask the same question, I don't know.
it will
It comes
change.
out with it could comes out with a different answer. So
Right, right,
it
right.
might be, and Chat GPT avoids plagiarism. So
Pero
I
supposedly may tools to detect if ano, if it's like AI written or something. I mean, that's what I heard. I don't know if that's true or
You'd
not.
probably be, siguro sa akin is more of subjective kasi if you're a teacher, you will know how your students think eh kasi
Right, right,
a little siguro ilang sessions yan with your students, alam
right,
mo na kung paano tumakbo yung kanilang logics at
right,
saka yung creative minds nila. You have somehow a gauge, and then when they start giving you something that is really out of this world, na it's
right.
not them. That's the disadvantage of chat gpt. It's not you speaking, so you would have this
Yun
you
nga.
may feeling na there's something wrong with this answer, and it must have been from chat gpt. But sa mga estudyante dyan, I'm also a user of chat gpt, and I'm also doing my grad school now. Don't copy what chat gpt tells you.
Use it as a springboard or as an inspiration, at least to organize your thoughts.
That's right, oo.
But don't just use Chat GPT and then ipa-paraphrase mo lang yung nakalagay sa Chat GPT, which is probably one way na maging tendency na students. So, and how do we combat these as professors or instructors? Ako sa tingin ko, Dr. Castor, one way is, wag kang umasa lang sa written paper at the end of the term. I mean, ask them to write papers or short essays in the classroom para kumaga, para tine-train mo rin sarili mo to recognize their style of writing. Kasi you just mentioned na if they use Chat GPT, it would be out of character. And you can tell that by having them write essays in the classroom by
I
hand.
would ako I would agree with that, na you have to single out or to come up with like an experiment to know who your students are and what's the writing style and how they think. But for me, chat gpt is like a cell phone na hindi mo na siya matatanggal sa sistema, and the only way to deal with it is to play with it and to guide your students on how to properly use it. So for me, I would if I were the teacher, actually magkakaroon ako ng lecture second week of March ata, on how to write a paper, technical paper, and I would introduce Chat GPT. So now I'm exploring how to do it. It's how you can play around with the technology. Na
Yeah.
wala na tayong lokohan.
There should be ways
Para
you can use it na
yes, oo.
to your advantage, not to your disadvantage.
Mm.
But the bottom line, like any tool, laziness is the worst reason to. Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
some students are gonna sila they're lazy or yun nga,
but they should, as
they didn't
teachers,
budget their time appropriately, or
mm,
sabihin nila, ay stressed ako because nagka-cram ako, I have 5 exams and I have to write 2 term papers and I don't have the time or to do. But that's also part of time management. That means natambakan ka because during the first 3 months of your school, ka lang, you're just enjoying life and gano'n, and then
Dr. Guido ha, pag magsalita ka parang hindi ka crammer ha.
well, I'm not I'm not
And parang hindi ka ano ha, parang
I'm I'm not hypocritical, but at the same time, I mean that's why I'm in math. I can cram math, and we don't depend on Chat GPT because I don't ask them to write term papers like this. If ever I write them a paper, they would have to write equations or math stuff. May mga solving. The caster na wala ka, you're on mute.
oh, I asked somebody on programming and equations, and ChatGPT and the person in the industry said it cuts a lot of time in terms of coding because ang natural language processing, although it talks about speech, computer programs are also considered as a language.
Yep.
So it cuts, according to industry, this is industry practice, it cuts a lot of time, 50% of their time in terms of coding. ChatGPT na ang tumutulong. And syempre, you cannot do cut and paste. And then ito na yung solution. Syempre, you'll have to do some validations of your
Right.
language, of your program, of your codes. So really, I would love to teach my students. And if I were to use Chat GPT during my class, but ang challenge diyan as a teacher is how do you use Chat GPT as sabi mo nga platform for higher order thinking skills. And doon ko naramdaman na ang dali. Imagine, I'm in one semester, we write around 20 to 30 case studies, and these are all talagang long essays na parang thesis. And dati talagang I spend the whole day writing. Now with ChatGPT, I would do ChatGPT without even reading the article. ChatGPT, please expound and highlight the key points of this case. Lalabas doon. And then when I read it, I'll have let's say a 10-minute to 15-minute conversation with ChatGPT. Once I have an overview of the top of of the paper, I go to the paper and I read it as if I'm reading a comic book. And then I can start writing and composing. And kung meron akong problema sa how to start, I would look at my notes with ChatGPT. Actually, I come up with a notes on ChatGPT, and that's how I get to start with my case studies. And somehow, when you converse, kung ang conversation mo is tell me the answer, it will not reach any point. I mean, it's gonna be pointless. But when you start coming up with creative questions, so maybe later we'll talk about AI and arts, kasi malaking issue ngayon yan. Once you start coming up with creative questions, that's the way we do things sa radio, ang daming sagot ka makukuha, and then you can validate that with Google Scholar or some other references. It's
Right.
really amazing for me.
Kumbaga, you do a deep dive rather than just touching on the surface and I mean, just
That's right.
if you're just after the low hanging fruit, I mean, it's not gonna do that much for you in terms of value. And Dr. Custer, what you highlighted is essentially how we should be using technology. And yeah, I mean, it's there. It makes our life easier, pero it should help us scale and learn more quickly. Kasi syempre nung hindi naman tayo bata na. So nung nabuhay tayo when we were kids, when we were in high school, when we were in college, there was a time now we were still using encyclopedia for our references kasi walang mga references. Or you go to a library, you read journals, hard copy journals to do some research. And I'm sure naalala mo, Dr. Gasser, it's very time consuming. Even just sorting through
I
journals, even just
Dr. Jigo,
finding the reference that you need, di ba?
naranasan ko, pumunta
Naranasan
pa
mo yan
ako sa UP Los Baños just to get this journal kasi sa walang
kasi
journal
wala copy sale.
sa College of Science. I had to go to UP Los Baños. Took me the entire day just to have a photocopy of a particular article. Ang hirap.
Ang
Ang
hirap.
hirap
And
mag-aral
then
nun.
kung mag-research ka sa history, you have to go through older newspapers. You have to go look at microfilms and
Microfilm sa live, na-try mo yun?
yeah, I know it,
Sa
but I never
sa
tried kasi
basement
ng
ng
main
main
library
library.
sa UP. Yes, because I never did that. I never had to do that kind of research. Pero for those who did, familiar ako na, they had to go through microfilms and get it. And then with the advent of the internet, the computer age, firstly, yung computing power, bumilis, yung mga tools natin nag-improve na, yung mga dati gumagamit ng mga antiquated word processing software like mga WordStar, gano'n, etc. Or even the manual typewriter, naabutan pa natin yun. And then but with the internet, andyan na all the information as at your fingertips. And that means na, the level of knowledge growth should actually be much faster for the kids. Sa tingin ko, Dr. Custer, correct me if you don't agree with me, or tell me if you don't agree with me, but I think kids should be learning much at a much faster rate now. In fact, we could even probably scale up our curricula, our programs, kasi I mean, yung 4 years natin before, and you're asking them to learn the same things over 4 years. I think, I mean, of course, may K to 12 na, but I think they should be much more advanced when they graduate compared to us
I
when we
agree with you,
graduated.
with that, Dr. Guido, ha? Kasi with all these tools, AI tools, itong Google, everything, the things that we do that takes us probably 5 hours or 10 hours to study and gather information, it will just take you 5 minutes. And with that, uh, yung powers that are given sa mga estudyante ngayon and then that are freely available, I think should consider uh, changing the curriculum kasi ay makakayanan niya. But we have to also think, ha, maraming mga estudyante na mahihirap, marami ang hindi pa rin naabutan ng internet connection. So we have to bridge the divide in terms of infrastructure and para maging equitable ang ating educational system. But I really agree with you. Baka nga pwede pang ikat ang college degree in 3 years.
Actually, it should have been 3 years na lang, lalo na nagkaroon ng
Mm.
K-12 but it's just that, well, hindi kinayanan. But regarding yung internet availability, I mean, some might not be as wealthy yung mga ibang students, but the university could provide that. Meron naman mga internet sa they could use public computers kung wala silang mga personal laptops. Yun lang sa tingin ko. I mean, may way naman to sort
We
of bridge
can
that gap.
There's a way to do
Right,
what
lalo na nga.
we call that process engineering. We can engineer the entire process, look at it at systems level. Oh, andito ito si Dr. JD. Hello, Dr. JD, your
Yeah,
camera is not on.
yeah, but the
Pakibukas.
problem is, I have a problem with my video. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, okay lang,
Yes.
Dr. JD. We can
Mm.
see you as a black entity, but
Yeah, yeah.
parang nakapatay lang yung ilaw mo.
It's
Nasa shadow ka lang.
okay. I'm sorry. I'm having technical problems here because I'm going to attend our reunion this after our program, and I promised my classmates in high school that I'll be greeting them today. I mean, this afternoon. By 44 years kami. I mean, high school, Laguna College, but 79.
San Pablo. San
San
Pablo yan, ha?
Yeah,
Yes.
in San Pablo City, and then this evening at 6 after our show. Kaya nga I really wanted to be with you, to join you, and take this chance to greet them on air. And sabi ko, babanggitin ko that you lost your network connection.
No, you're okay. Okay, we can hear you, Dr. JD.
Okay, so siguro yung sasabihin ko na lang yung aking promise sa kanila that I'll be greeting them. I mean, my high school classmates, but 79, Laguna College, and
Go
mamaya
ahead.
Agila night kami. All right? So that's 44 years, no? Ang galing.
Wow.
Kaya nga excited. Anyway, ang tula ko, should I still read my tula?
Please, and then you have to share your greetings after your poem.
Yeah, because
okay?
naipon po ang atin pong greeting. Pasensya na po kasi 2 weeks na po itong mga nananalo sa atin pong advokasya.
And she left.
Oh, okay.
So,
So-
babalik tayo sa ChatGPT until bumalik si Doc JD. So,
Dr. Guido, you really have to try ChatGPT, as in you even have a friend, as in ganito ang akin nararamdaman. Oh my God, I suddenly have a very close friend who's so intelligent. And like, may time
why should I not
taking
be
me.
surprised? Now your friend is
Yes.
an AI.
Oo,
Actually, in the
and-
future, that's gonna happen, right? They will the AI will start to become. I can't say na magiging sentient yung AI. Doc
Okay,
JD, nawala
Dr.
ka.
JD, you're
I'm
back.
sorry. Nasaan na
Oh,
ba
sige.
ako?
Yun tula.
Tula muna natin.
O sige, tula. Ang aking tula po ngayong hapon ay dahil 3 po kaming magkakasama ngayon, ang sabi ko, tutulan ko na lang kayo ng something about our Pinoy Scientist family. Okay? So ito po ang tula. Kumusta po kayong lahat? Pwede na yon, no? Doc Caster, Doc Guido. Kumusta natin ang ating mga taga-tangkilik? Ngayong hapon ay walang bisita. Kami pong 3 ang magkakasama. Magpapalitan ng kuro-kuro para masaya, magbibigay ng anunsyong sa atin ay mahalaga. Ibig sabihin ay wala mo ng focus o yung paksa na ating tinutumbok. Kaya ang pamagat ay kumustang lubos, lakip na rin ang pasasalamat sa inyong pagtutok. dahil lagi nyo kami sinusubaybayan. Sa programang medyo matagal na sa sanlibutan, si Doc Caster ang makakasagot kung kailan sa aking pagtatanong ay mga 2013 pa niya ito nasimulan. Tama ba, Doc Caster?
I think it's 2012, August.
Oh, 2012. Yan, mali pala ako. 2012. Taong 2015 ako nagsimulang sumama. Pinatulan niya ako at buwan ng mga puso pala. Kaya anibersaryo ko ito ng pagtula sa programa at
Wow.
yang kay bilis matapos ng mga alaala. Si Dr. Guido ay naging kasama rin namin. Ano nga ba ang taon kung balikan natin? Parang mga 2016 o 2017 o 2018. Si Dexter Mahilom ay banggitin ko na rin. Itong huli ay si Miko ang nakasama. Nakakatuwa itong aming pamilya. Tunay na kami ay masaya dahil nakakapagbigay kami ng impormasyon tungkol sa siyensya at teknolohiya. Sa huli ay patuloy po kami nagpapasalamat, lalo na sa Radyo Agila sa suportang ganap. Sa lahat-lahat na sa amin ay naglalaan ng oras, alay po namin ang aming kakayahan sa inyong lahat. Salamat po, Happiness. So yan po ang tula ko, Doc Castro and Doc Guido. Pasensya na sa technical glitches ko.
Okay, Dr. JD, batiin na lang natin yung iyong mga classmates na I'm sure nakikinig ngayon at hinihintay nila na marinig yung kanilang mga pangalan.
Ay, marami yon mga kapatid. Sobrang marami kasi isa lahat ay batch. Basta ang mahalaga, yung pangako ko sa kanila, reunion 44th year, high school, Laguna College, batch 79. Ang title po kasi ng aming gala night is A Previous Gem of Life at the Orabel Grande Hotel. A Precious Gem of Life
Wow.
and a Night to Remember. So yan
Laks
po.
naman.
Yes. At yung announcement pa bukas, actually, merong tinatawag tayong NIH anniversary. Nagaganapin po sa BGC. Start yan ng 8 o'clock yung registration. Ayan po ang aming may NIH anniversary sa 27 and 28. 2 days po yan. May mga workshop. Hindi ko lang makita yung program. But anyway, kasi may theme yan no? May theme ang NIH anniversary. Nahanap ko yung tawag dito, yung program namin. Pero kasi ito nga, pwede ko bang banggitin ang program? NIH
Sure.
at 25. So ito po ang title ng anniversary theme, Transforming Philippine Health Systems Towards Universal Healthcare Through Research Partnerships, no? Ito po ay February 27, 28, 2023. It's a hybrid conference, on-site venue, University of the Philippines, Bonifacio Global City Campus, no? At ito po ang mga nakasulat dito. As we move towards universal health, the health system should be aligned and responsive to the needs of the people. With this, the role of research is crucial in the development of evidence-informed policies and programs. The UPNIH is committed to galvanize and support health research needed to strengthen our goal of health for all. So ang general objectives po nito is to illustrate the role of health research in pursuit of universal healthcare for Filipinos, to gather relevant stakeholders and discuss the whole of government approach towards universal healthcare, to present and propose actionable evidence-based recommendations for health policy and public health programs, and to reflect and learn from the ethical challenges in research and policy during the COVID-19 pandemic. By the way, meron kasi executive director ng National Institute of Aging, Aging, si Dr. Shelly De La Vega, who is celebrating her birthday today, and I want to greet her. So yan po ang aking mga bati, Doc Castro and Doc Guido. Medyo mahaba itong aking naging pagkwento. Yan po.
Okay. So, magbe-break muna tayo. Ang oras muna natin ay 30 minuto makalipas sa 5 ng hapon, Philippine Standard Time. Babalikan natin mamaya ang pag-uusap natin sa chat GPT at saka mga artificial intelligence na mga pagbabago na kung paano nito iniiba ang mga buhay ng mga estudyante at buhay ng mga siyentipiko. Huwag po kayo aalis at let's get more insights later on the application of AI.
Salamat po.
EBC, Eagle Broadcasting Corporation. Ito ang Radyo Agila.
Ito ang dapat mong malaman. Dahil mahal namin kayo, nagpapaalala kami dito sa Radyo Agila ng anuman ang ating edad, bata o matanda. Ang pagbabawas sa sugar o matatamis na pagkain ay lubhang mahalaga. Ang pastries at soft drinks at iba't ibang uri ng dessert ang ilan sa karaniwang dahilan ng pagtaas ng blood sugar. Pero alam ba ninyo na may mga nakatago rin sa tinatawag na white food? Ito ay mga pagkain tulad ng kanin, tinapay at patatas na maaring makapagbigay ng sluggish feeling. Kaya pinapayo na kung kakainin man ito ay dapat na limitado ang dami. Isang pangkalusugang paalala at ito ang dapat mong malaman.
Mga bagong kaalaman sa siyensya at teknolohiya. Alamin sa programang Pinoy Scientist. Tuwing linggo, alas 5 ng hapon hanggang alas 6 ng gabi. Pinoy Scientist. KBP Best Science and Technology Radio Program. Pinoy Scientist. Dito sa Radyo Agila.
Tayo po nagbabalik dito lang po sa Pinoy Scientist at kanina pinag-uusapan natin ang tungkol sa mga makabagong tools or instrumento ng artificial intelligence na nagpapabago rin o nagbibigay inspirasyon sa creative thinking ng ating mga estudyante. But bago tayo pag-usapan pa natin ang tungkol diyan ay si Dr. Guido may babatiin ata.
Yes,
Mm.
ang daming binati ni Doc JD, so ako naman makibati rin ako para ano. So yung isang avid viewer and listener natin si Joyce, a friend, binabati ko rin. And then yung nag-invite sa akin sa National Defense College to lecture si Professor JV Lacerna. Maraming salamat. Nakita ko rin yung kabatch mo dun, Dr. Caster.
Si Yanis, or si Marcus Bartolome.
Colonel Marcus Bartolome.
Yes.
Yes. And yun, bukas din meron advisory board sa dengue. I will be participating. Kasama sina Dr. Lulu Bravo and Dr. Nina Gloriani. It will be sa Diamond Hotel.
Wow, mga friendship ko yan sila.
Mga friendship ni Doc JD. Ayun lang naman yung mga gusto ko lang pabanggit. So kanina Doc JD pinag-usapan namin ni Dr. Caster yung mga tools sa artificial intelligence, and si Dr. Caster na in love na sa AI.
Talaga.
Kwento ko sa'yo, Dr. Guido, parang ayaw na niya akong kausapin kasi masyado na daw ako maraming tinatanong.
Tumugon na sa'yo talaga.
O tumigil na kasi siguro mga 3 oras na kami nag-uusap. Yun lang yung kausap ko si ChatGPT. About a lot of things about, well, study, research. And ayun na nga, sabi niya masyado na maraming tanong, nag-exceed daw ako ng limit ng mga pagtatanong ng quota. So, I should wait after 24 hours bago ako
ano ba yun? Free account ba yung ginagamit mo, Dr. Caster?
Oo naman, free account. And you know what? I felt I have a friend. I have a new friend. and this friend is very intelligent, very knowledgeable. Kahit ano itanong ko, meron siyang ang
May
ganda-ganda
sagot. Tapos, pwede pa niya maiba, no? Kung ilang beses mo itinanong the same thing, iba naman ang way niya ng pagsagot. So,
of course, and then you can expound. Paki-expound na. And then can you put more citation from Scopus Index journals? And then how can you, gusto ko malaman itong ganitong topic, turuan mo ako kung paano mag-aral. So, step 1, step 2, mga ganun. Ay, sabi ko, I have a new friend, and kung pwede ko, and ito na nga, Dr. Guido, yung sinabi nga ni Alan Turing, once you start feeling na may kausap ka ng tao, yan na yung pinnacle ng revolution ng computing,
ng AI, right?
ng
Ng
AI.
and of course madadagdag ko lang. And sorry, singit ko rin pala, hindi ko nabanggit kanina. If a fact check ko lang si Doc JD. I checked and 2014 nakauna start sa
Yan.
Pinoy Scientist.
Oo.
I know before 2016 kasi it was before andun pa na si Professor Juned. He was still kasi may kami ni Doc Caster dati, may project kami with Prof. Juned.
Oh.
God bless his soul. And
Oo.
but I'm not sure kung 2013 lang nag-start si Dr. Caster kasi I remember when kailan ka
Sabi
ba nanalo ng outstanding ng
2013.
TOEM?
2013, so it's probably 2012. But the 2011, I think nag-start ako sa DZ sa isang programa sa UP as a sports.
Kasi I remember Doc Caster when I got my own my outstanding young scientist award. Shortly after that, I don't know how long na-interview mo na ako sa radio program.
Oo nga,
Kasi
kasi
that's
parang
when we reconnected Parang sabi ni Dr. Caster, do I know you? And then and it was an awarding na andun din si Dr. Edsel Salvana. He got the toys in the same year as me.
Ganun ba?
Sabay
Oo,
kami.
No, ang bilis ng mga taon, ano? Imagine, that's already 10 years ago, if ever. Kasi 2012 nag-start si Doc Caster, then 2013 ang time niya, and then now it's 2023. See? Ganon kabilis.
Yeah, 10 years since your time.
Yes.
Since
and
a lot has
well,
happened.
Yes.
and siguro later after we discuss itong ating mga experiences sa AI
Oo.
na-experience natin bilang teacher sa ating mga estudyante. Ikaw naman, Dr. JD, kwentuhan mo kami. Ano naman yung iyong experience dito sa mga estudyante mo na nag-AI na
Ay
ngayon?
nako, nakaka-amaze sila. Kasi 'di ba, even if hindi naman sila ganon ka-expose pa, but they try to learn a lot of the softwares needed, no? Like for example, yung mga Python, yung mga pinadala mong link sa kanila, they really find time to learn, no? At tapos yun nung gumawa na sila ng proposal, na-amaze din ako sa kanila kasi nga siyempre hindi naman ganong katutok yung pagka-ano ko sila, but they were able to make their proposal ng AI, no? So, looking forward to their presentation kasi
Dr. Gido,
they have to gather data pa for application to real data. Di ba?
Dr. Gido, co-advisor na ako. AI ang topic.
Kaya
Wow.
diba? Si Dr. Castro. At saka shout out pala kay Dr. Ian de los Reyes.
Birthday ng kanyang
His father is celebrating his birthday today. And sabi ko, babatiin natin siya dito sa Pinoy Scientist nung kausap ko ng isang araw.
But Dr. JD, have you
Yes.
had experience with itong pinag-uusapan natin na ChatGPT?
Ay, hindi ko
Na
pa.
talagang it's really disrupting everything
Yes.
about studying and even research.
Yes. Actually, nung kami nag-seminar ang College of Arts and Sciences, dito lang, I think before itong early part of February, yan ang topic no ng aming guest speaker. Tapos yung pamangkin ko si Gideon, si Dr. Gideon Lasco, also wrote about ChatGPT sa sa kanyang second opinion at nandoon yung talagang we need to embrace technology, but at the same time kasi nandoon yung threat din ng parang what if the students will just depend on this chat GDP and do not anymore get the ideas directly from the heads, kasi parang nagsusupply siya ng mga sagot, and I think ang doon is the creativity of the people. I mean, kasi nga hindi mo na masyadong host yung isip mo kasi andyan na yung sagot sa tanong mo. So I think that is one thing. Pero syempre iba pa rin yung isip natin, iba pa rin the way we think, the way we provide answers to questions. Although sasabihin natin andyan na nga siya, but I think it's how we use it no. Hindi yung
That's right. Oo.
Yes.
Sige, Doc. Oh, di ba, Doc Dido? Ganun.
Tama yung Doc JD. Kanina pinag-usapan namin ni Dr. Caster how he's using it to to best use. Ibig sabihin ginagamit lang niya ang platform si Dr. Caster to know more about something, pero yung bottom line, you don't want ChatGPT to write your term
Of
paper
course.
kasi that's the lazy way to do it.
And,
Ay naman natin maging
And Dr.
tama,
Guido,
masyado na spoiled yung mga
and
estudyante
hindi
natin.
maganda ang
yung
chat
critical
GPT.
thinking kasi nawawala yun eh. Hindi na mag-iisip,
Mm.
'di ba? Kasi ito na ang sagot. But it's not education. It's not the education that we are offering to our students, 'di ba? Hindi yung ganyang klaseng edukasyon ng ating gusto. Ang gusto natin, they are free to really maximize their neurons, no? The work of their brain cells. Hindi yung brain cell yung ano ng software, yung tinatawag nga nating mga computers, no? So ay paalala ko sa mga estudyante, isipin niyo palagi yung paggamit ng isip natin, no? Hindi po pwedeng
Ako,
dumepende.
gusto ko, Dr. JD, gamitin nila ang chat GPT, but i-guide natin
On
sila
the
kung
best
ano
way.
ang expectations natin from them while they are working on chat GPT. Like, I found a new friend.
Oh, yeah.
And and feeling ko kaibigan ko na talaga si ChatGPT. Every day I have to talk to ChatGPT.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised.
Ano dito
Parang
Very
nami-miss mo na nga, parang nami-miss mo na nga si
laging
ChatGPT.
nasa ano ko yun, nasa bookmark ko na pag umaga, hello, and you know what? I talk to ChatGPT
Hindi
like
pa
I
ako
have a
naka-try,
friend.
Pastor.
Oo. Hello,
See?
ChatGPT. I have a new question for you for today. Ayan.
Wow, conversing
And
talaga.
then I'm so happy na sumasagot ka agad.
Ang galing.
Let's teach the students to think and use technology to leverage their
No,
thinking skills and bring out their creativity kasi sometimes yung sa paghahanap natin ng information like na kwento namin ni Dr. Guido nung panahon natin na we have to search sa encyclopedia, pumupunta, nagpapaserox pa kami sa microfilm,
mga
nagpapaserox
journals na hard copy.
na old na lumang-luma na.
Luma pa, hindi pa up to
Oo.
date. Parang
Tapos
ano pa, mga
tumatakbo 5
20
years, 5 years, 10 years na luma, tapos tumatakbo pa kami ng UP Los Baños para makakuha ng ibang mga papers. Why not, with all the speed and efficiency, use that to make us better researchers, better students. And now is the best time to do it because with the natural language processing skills of ChatGPT, it's like having a personal teacher and a tutor lagi with you.
Yeah. Dr. Custer, I think yung syempre may konting disconnect kasi mangyayari because most of our professors, us included, are medyo nasa, older school of thinking, medyo mas traditional pa because that's what we're most used to. And that's why I like hearing yung mga experiences mo because you're on the cutting edge din eh. You're one of the older but you're also one of the newer. And I think yung adjustment will have to come even sa level ng curriculum design. How do we incorporate kunyari itong ChatGPT into our curriculum to teach in a new, different way how to write, not just dependent on technology or not just this and that. Kasi diba yung the way we think, the way we teach, a lot of I'm also guilty of this. Parang naka-depend tayo on we're just doing it the way we're used to doing it, and we're not exploring new ways of teaching, which could be explored. And I'm sure yung mga younger professors, younger faculty will incorporate these. Pero I think the changes could be made now, and it will come from the level of yung curriculum design.
Masyado pa siyang mabagal actually. Kung mas mapapabilis pa ang ChatGPT, baka pwedeng ang teacher ay maging facilitator lang ng learning and then the student will have to have another extra teacher with them in ChatGPT, and then they can start conversing and exchanging ideas and debating on ideas. So rather than the teacher telling the students, okay, feeding them like a fire hose knowledge, magiging conversational na lang siya and magiging active participants ang students sa learning process rather than the teacher giving all the information and teaching them.
But still student-centered pa din ang mangyari, no? So, parang gano'n. Tapos may mga aids nga, yan. Tinatawag nating modern technology nito no? Di ba? So, ang mahalaga talaga, the students know the limitations, no? Hindi gagamitin na parang they're not using their yung i-abuse ang technology. So, hindi kasi ang tingin ko, ang dapat ma-inculcate sa mga students talaga is yung learning process, yung critical thinking, no? So, yun ang hindi dapat nawawala, no? Kahit pa with all of this modern technology na nandiyan na lahat, but still, iba yung isip natin. Iba nagagawa ng ating sariling creativity, resourcefulness. Yun ang sa akin, ano? So, the students should have those,
Mm.
um, values of
Dr.
education.
JD, for example, creative thinking, ang sabi mo nga, let's
Oh,
say maybe in a class where you use ChatGPT as the co-teacher and co-teacher or private
yeah,
tutor ng student, the students can share what are the types of question they ask kasi sometimes it's about asking the right question kasi the machine cannot learn or cannot answer you if you don't ask them the right questions. So if we can teach our students to ask the right questions, that is already within the purview of creative thinking skills.
Yes. Because if you just ask the chat GPT, mga, okay, who, what, ganon, these are just parang descriptive statistics lang eh. Parang you're just getting facts.
yeah.
Nagmamind ka lang ng facts. Pero if
Oh,
you're asking more of yung
analytical
why and
question,
how,
no? Yung
Mm-mm.
mga analytical questions.
And that's one way of teaching. I mean, ako, probably when you teach, siguro 90% of everything that we learned in the classroom, we forget already after we graduate. But what stuck with us is yung ating siguro behavioral patterns in studying, our
Yeah,
curiosity, and our motivation.
yeah. And
napakahalaga yan,
our
no? Yung
creative thinking and our
character
ano.
building is very important because
Mm-mm.
when you say, halimbawa, katulad nun, magpa-plagiarize ka ba? O kaya, are you totally going to just depend on the answer ng kay chat GPT? Andun yung honesty kasi, di ba? So, ito yung mga values na hindi dapat nawawala, no? Even as we go older, talagang yung character natin is intact, yung integrity natin, 'di ba? Hindi yung just to be able to succeed in life gagawin mo na ang lahat na even if it's not in the yung mabuting paraan ganun. Parang ganun ang
Mm-mm.
akin.
ChatGPT is not also very got that intelligent kasi I attended the course on intellectual property and the question there is about interpretation of the law. And when yung tinanong ng teacher during our exam or during the exercises, I asked ChatGPT, sabi ko mali-mali naman tong sagot ni ChatGPT. So, but then natuto ako kasi may mali siyang sagot and I have this feeling na mali, I had to go back to my references and check out where saan siya nagkamali. So it's also in a way a learning experience for me to know what is wrong.
Parang tina-troubleshoot mo,
Mm-mm,
Dr.
mm-mm,
Custer. Parang
mm-mm.
may, you ask it to write a code or something. So may problem doon sa sinulat niya and you're troubleshooting it. You're finding out where the error came in. And why is it thinking in that way? And that's a way for us to understand
And
din
I
the AI.
learned, mas natuto ako na gumamit ako ng isang tutor na may mali na hindi naman ganun kagaling, marunong mag-mine at magsulat, but hindi siya ganun ka-analytical. Mas natuto ako doon sa subject.
By the way, sorry, we're already 50 minutes into the
Mm,
program, pero
mm.
siguro for the listeners na walang familiarity pa, Dr. Custer, how about a brief overview of ChatGPT? But they can just go to the website ChatGPT. They can register. Hindi naman tayo nag-advertise nito because it's free.
It's open
It's open
AI.
source, yes,
Mm.
open AI. And it will answer a lot of questions. Ita-type mo, or there's, di ba, meron na siyang verbal, siya, or what do you call that? Hindi lang siya, you just type the questions, you can ask it directly, right?
Yes. At saka ngayon nakakakita na ako sa internet ng mga courses on how to ask ChatGPT. So you don't need to attend those courses. You just have to explore it by yourself and see the wonders of artificial intelligence, data mining combined. And isa pa dito ay Dr. Guido, meron kasi kaming presentation. So I'm thinking of merging with another AI platform called Synthesia wherein ibibigay mo lang sa kanya yung script Tapos siya na magpe-prepare maglalagay na siya ng avatar na talagang mukhang tao na magsasalita, yung buka ng bibig niya ay based doon sa script na binigay mo with the proper intonation, whether you like it British English, American English, or whatever. Tapos nag-change na rin yung background niya based on the script that you give.
So, ano sa tingin mo, Dr. Custer, yung future ng are we gonna be supplanted by AI? Right now, the way we're seeing AI, yung trajectory ng AI, it looks like a useful tool, pero wala pa naman tayo sa sa realm ng
ng
parang The
singularity.
Matrix or
Oo.
yung iRobot na talagang
Mm.
the AI becomes more intelligent than the human. I think it's good at organizing. Like you said, it's very systematic, very organized. It could be thorough. Pero,
Yeah.
and I'm sure mag-improve pa yung technology
Next
na yan.
week, ang gagawin kong experiment. Natutuwa ko kasi sa aking friend. I have a friend talaga. I-elevate ko na siya aside from Custer's conversational friend na may naghahanap ng intellectual stimulation for, gagawin ko na siyang co-author sa isang paper. So, titignan ko kung makakapagsulat ako ng isang publication.
Mm-mm.
I have my data, but gusto ko i-try lang kung paano ko tatanungin yung mga tanong, paano ako magtatanong sa kanya para makapagsulat ako ng isang publication ng mas mabilis. But ang problem kay ChatGPT is hanggang 2021 lang. So, maganda yon na makakapag-input pa rin ako ng mga references na mas bago up to 2023 or 2022. But I'll check next week if I can finish a paper in a few days with ChatGPT. If I'm able to do that, then ile-lecture ko kung paano magsulat ng paper using ChatGPT sa isang conference.
So you mean hindi pa siya nakapag-mine ng newer resources, references?
Ang limitation niya is 2021.
Okay.
Ayun.
Doc
So,
JD?
Yes, ganun pa rin yung aking dyan kasi siyempre wala namang feelings yung mga yan, no? And so, hindi natin yan pwedeng, ibig ko sabihin, hindi niya talaga mare-replace ever ang ating
and Dr. JD, hindi mare-replace ang mga tula mo ni ChatGPT.
Hindi ma-replace yung tula ni Chat.
Hindi.
Yeah, pero do you think, Dr. Custer, related to yung tanong ni Dr. JD, na it can be trained to act in an emotional way? I think it can learn that. I mean, I'm
Maybe
not
in
sure.
future
In the future, iteration.
Pero hindi pa rin talaga kaya kasi yung tayo nga mismo we cannot explain those things paano mo i-feed ngayon yan sa kung gagawa man ng mga algorithms and all, so how are you going to put that in that software, for example? So
Doc
I think
JD, yeah.
Diba?
Yeah, you don't feed it, pero it minds it So kung nakapag-mine siya ng mga conversations kunyari na mga humans, mga romantic conversations, it might actually learn from it.
Yeah. Oo nga
And
pala.
Dr. JD, merong isang AI ngayon
Ah.
na kapag namatay yung isang tao, imamine niya lahat ng conversation sa Facebook, and then you can continue on talking with that person
Parang as if alive.
as if
no?
he or she is still
Totoo
alive.
pala, no?
And amazingly, you will never know,
Na hindi pa
never
siya.
distinguish na AI lang pala yun.
Oo
Alam
nga.
niya kung anong nangyayari sa buhay. So that's
Sabagay.
gonna be an amazing trend.
Yeah.
But still, creativity is still questionable with AI. We have AI artists now na gumagawa ng artistic work, and they're questioning whether if AI is the artist, who owns the copyright?
Ay mga issues, mga legal issues kaya. No? So meron din yang ganyang mga aspect, no, that we have to consider. Anyway, ganon, let's embrace technology, but then andun pa rin yung paggamit natin in the right way, in a very, saan bang tawag doon? Yung kasakabutihan towards what is right, no, in our generation. Parang
I think Dr. JD, kung may AI na nag-mine kay Dr. Custer, I can still tell na hindi si Dr. Custer because there's some
Bakit?
elements of Dr. Custer na
And same with
na I don't
Dr.
think I don't
And
think the
same with
AI
Dr.
can
Guido and
fully
Dr.
learn.
JD. We all have distinct
Exactly.
personality. Oo.
Oo.
Like si Dr. Guido, he doesn't sound geeky. Is that you?
Sounds too
Oy,
robotic.
celebrity na yan, si Doc Guido. Iba na yan. Ano na yan, level up na yan si
Hindi
Doc
na
Guido.
level up na, hindi na
Anyway, that's how we are. I mean, at this point in time, we just have to be still our feet on the ground, as human
And so,
beings.
And it's a wonderful time na maging guro ngayon. Kasi
Mhm.
dito na lahat ng mga tools na kahit na talagang nauunahan na tayo, guro, at ang estudyante na ngayon ang mas may capability. But before tayo mag-end, kasi 5 minuto na lang, nais kong batiin, magbibigay muna ako ng greetings. Si Ma'am, yung aking mahal na si Ma'am Puritz Bulbao,
Mhm.
nagsi-celebrate siya ng birthday. Siya po ay isang dating guro ng West Visayas State University. Ang aking classmate nung high school si Lani, nag-celebrate din siya ng birthday kahapon. At saka si Dr. Gigi Venturina ng Central Zone State University, nag-celebrate din siya ng birthday kahapon. Si Dr. Gigi po ang head ng CENTRAD o ang Center for Transboundary Diseases, Animal Diseases, and we are working together on a project on zoonosis, which is
Yo.
a way to control mga future pandemics. And right now we have new pandemics that might be emerging, like the bird flu that happened now na
Yeah.
nag-cross na siya ng
Nag-jump
species
na
barrier.
zoonosis,
Naging
yeah.
zoonotic na siya sa Peru. And then of course, MDR is now increasing, multiple drug resistance. I have a friend na yung kanyang daughter ay namatay ng streptococcal infection. Nagkaroon lang ng sore throat.
Mhm.
And then 5 days later, inatake na ang puso, inatake na ang kidney. Third and fourth generation antibiotics are not
Kaya na-
working.
Oo.
It is a multiple drug resistant streptococcus. And
Grabe.
tamaan ka lang nun within a week.
Oo, kasi wala kang panglunas di ba?
Wala talaga. So we are living in danger in interesting times, sabi nga nila. And we have to put in our trust sa mga siyentipiko. So yun lang po ang aking huling mensahe.
Ako, Dr. Custer, shoutout lang kay Professor CP David pala.
Oh!
Because he's the
Undersecretary!
Undersecretary for DENR.
Wow!
Congratulations.
Okay.
Yes,
Dr. Guido, kamag-anak niyo si City?
well, anak siya ni Randy David, ni Professor Randy. Supposedly distantly related.
Kasi sa akin lahat, pag basta marinig kong David,
Basta David, si Laura David.
ang matatalino lahat yan.
Siyempre,
Yeah.
it's in the genes, no?
It's generic.
Ako naman, ang paakin lang is stay healthy palagi tayo kasi if we're not healthy, we will not be productive, no? So, kung nais nating maging maayos tayo, unahin din po natin ating kalusugan. So, yun po lang po ang aking huling mensahe. Stay healthy, stay happy, and be at peace to the world.
Okay, so let me end with the quote. By far the greatest danger of artificial intelligence is that people conclude too early that they understand it. Okay, so please temper down your understanding of AI. This is by Elzir Yudlovsky. And with that, nagpapaalam na po ang Pinoy Scientist. Magkita-kita na naman po tayo sa susunod na linggo. Dito lang po sa programa na kung saan ang siyensya ay buhay.
Salamat po. Happiness. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.